Good evening. 1, 2, 3. Everybody can hear us. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Please, people in the back, come in front, especially the younger one. Please, everybody in the back. We have like 15 seats in the front. Please. Okay. Thank you so much. We were expected to have like 50 people, but Baruch Hashem, we have a more crowd. I'm so happy. This is our first event since last year we started, and the topic we chose is like a recipe for depressed dating in LA. Some people say, why, Rabbi, this is like negative, right? Is it negative or positive? Why is it negative? Yeah. Actually, we have an Instagram. I don't know how many people know our Instagram. I have two dedicated people on social media working for us. And Baruch Hashem, our Instagram is improving. So we had a post about the recipe for depressed wife, which we have like over 10 million views, like 1/10 of Iran, population of Iran. Next week, we had a recipe for the depressed husband. How can make your husband depressed? And 9.5 million people watch it, over like thousands comments on it, they talk about it. So we noticed, it's working, like over a million, let's say do it in LA. Maybe at least we get like a few 100,000 people. Or it wasn't bad. So the recipe for depressed dating in LA. And, I was talking to Dr. Raufi. Doctor, when you got married, you were like 26 or 20?
Me, 23.
23. I was married 26. Okay. He was dating, when he was like 19. Our time, when we were dating, I'm sure we that too, yeah? Our dating was fun. We had a blast, like enjoying. When you were coming home, we had a good time. Talk to your parents, brothers, sisters. Wow, such a beautiful girl, such a beautiful boy. Enjoying. But now you go to dating in LA, when you come back home, how are you? Depressed. All your energy is gone, drained. Baruch Hashem, we start our matching service, even what we're going to call it, a year ago. And so far, we had about 280 people that we met face to face. Most of you know us. We came to our office. In the beginning, we didn't even have an office. We went to a Starbucks, coffee bean, different synagogues. Baruch Hashem, we have an office in the heart of Beverly Hills. And I spoke like these 280 people, boys and girls, and most of them, 99% are not happy, are not satisfied about dating. Anybody happy about dating in LA, please raise your hand. You happy? How old are you?
36.
Why you're not married?
I'm not the right person.
Huh?
I'm not the right person.
When you're going to find the right person? So you love dating in LA, right? That's why you're going to continue forever, right? You're happy about the dating?
Yeah.
But it's not working for you?
Not yet.
Okay, you're not giving up. Okay. But most people, they didn't raise their hand.
I'm in the front, I didn't see it.
Okay. Believe me. The rabbi is not going to lie. Believe me, I'm not going to lie. Okay, take my word. So we're going to talk about how to go for dating and be happy. We want to bring back, what is the Trump said? Let's make America great again. Let's make marriage great again. You like it? Like it? How is it? Good? Please come forward. This is my friend. So the topic, it looks like negative, but it's not negative. We're not going to talk about the negative dating. We're going to talk about the positive dating. And we're going to start with Dr. Fariba Rabizadeh. She is a therapist, psychologist, and she works with us, volunteer. We're not charging. Dr. Peyman Raufi, the same. Baruch Hashem, every week I have a live with him. Every other week we have with Dr. Rabizadeh. Mrs. Vida Afari, she's a very dedicated person. Our first event was in their home. Thank you so much. And Be'ezrat Hashem, God willingly, we're trying to do our best that people get married. Getting married is so easy. It's not complicated. We are making it complicated. Dating has to be easy. We promote simplicity. We promote down to earth, not information. When you come to our event, we're not going to talk about one way of dating, one way of good marriage. These are like, we don't believe in this thing. We talk about down to earth actuality. Like when you go dating, have fun. Enjoy. If you don't enjoy your dating, you think when you get married, you're going to have a good life? Let's figure it out. When you are dating, you're going to go see the psychologist, right? So after getting married, I'm sure every week they're going to come to you, doctor, right? So it shouldn't be like this. Dating is so simple. People, they go dating, like interrogating, they think like it's an interview, job interview. For 1 hour, I give them the phone number. Okay, did you call them? Or Rabbi, I'm going to call them next Tuesday. Why next Tuesday? I'm busy. So you're not ready to get married. I'm sorry. And then, when you call her, she's not going to answer you. She's going to answer you when? Next week. I'm busy, Rabbi. It takes 2 weeks just to communicate. 2 weeks. And then, over the phone. There are people who are so lazy, they don't want even to go to a Starbucks, have a coffee. They want to sit at their home, right? An interview. Is it worth it? Should I go all the way for a date or not? It's like, where are you going? How can you get married? 1 hour, 2 hours, people, they tell me, they interview. I said, don't do that. And they do it still. You know what? So I said, it's not working for us. So I asked the matchmaker, doctor in New York, I asked him, this is not working in LA. What do you do? He said, we don't give them phone number to the boys to call the girls. I said, what do you do? He said, we matchmakers in New York and Israel, okay, you see each other, the value the same, we saw the picture. Okay, next Tuesday, go in a Starbucks, go to Hotel Hilton, go somewhere, see each other. They don't give the phone number. But I don't want to do that because then I think we are like kindergarten. They say, I have a lot of respect for you. I don't want to do that. Should I do that? Maybe it's going to work, no?
They might not show up.
Okay, so that was enough. This is the topic. So it's not negative, it's positive. You're going to learn tonight. Then you're going to leave this house. You're going to learn how to be happy when you're going dating, how you're going to be positive. Knowing this problem, guys, is a half of the solution, right? If you don't know what is the problem, right, how are you going to solve it, right? One of the best things that God has given to us is a pain. When there is a pain, you go to the doctor, right? When everything is normal, God forbid cancer, they don't know, right? So knowing something that the dating in LA is not working, so we have some dedicated people, they came here. I don't want to say their name. Someone came from Orange County. Or should I present it, please? All of them, one of my friends came from another state, Chicago. Chicago just for tonight. They going back to Arizona. They going. How dedicated they are! Wow. Okay, without any further ado, Dr. Rabbi Zadeh, it's all yours. And what we're going to do, guys, 10 minutes, we're going to talk, then you're going to get engaged. Ask a question, you have a problem, challenge them, then Dr. Rauf in 10 minutes. This is good like this. I don't want to be boring lecture information, okay?
اوکی من خواستم بشینم حرف بزنم چون نمیتونم همه رو ببینم.
In English.
Oh, I'm gonna stand up and talk because when I sit I cannot see everybody and when I cannot see everybody I don't feel that connected. I need the eye contact. So, کسایی که من نمیشناسن فریبا ربی زاده هستم، مشاور خانواده و اسپشال تیم تراما. My specialty is trauma. I have to remember that. Okay. My specialty is trauma and anxiety. I work a lot with relationship because I'm a marriage and family therapist. I do a lot of talking about codependency. If some of you don't know what it is, that's one of the topics that I'm very passionate about. I talk about it a lot in different settings. So, and because I do trauma work and because I was trained in psychodynamic work, most of the things that I do comes from the deep way of working in therapy. So it might be a little bit deep, and I don't know how much of it is gonna be. I mean, I think you're gonna like it because it's more spirituality than anything else. So, Carl Jung is a therapist who was a Jungian therapist who believed in therapy as being spiritually not balanced. So if somebody had anxiety or depression, he would say that you have lost your mission, that you're not following your passion. That's why you become depressed or why you become anxious. So when you're not aligned with you, with inside you, that's when you feel more not balanced and you will fall into other sides. Saying that, I'm going to start the session with, we call this a recipe for not having hopefully a depressed date and hopefully dating depressed marriage. And the way that I see it, the opposite of being depressed for me is finding a purpose, finding a meaning, finding a reason to want to date. So for me, I'm looking for how would I have a more meaningful connection, meaningful dating, and feeling that, the date I go to, it wasn't a waste of time. Okay? So far, so good. So we're looking at how to make the dating in a way that when I come home, I don't feel like my time and energy was wasted. Okay? And I was talking to a very deep lady over there, and I asked her, you like this topic, what did you like about the topic? And she touched exactly what I want to talk about tonight. One of the reasons that we lost the meaning in dating and in relationship is when we go dating, we don't go to show our real self. We don't go to show that who I am, the real me, not the mask that I want people to see, not the person that my parents want to present, and not the person that the society wants me to present. The real self, the real me. And as long as you don't know who the real me is, and you're looking for somebody, or you're trying to impress somebody by proving to them that you're somebody else, you're gonna have a very hard time in dating. Because intimacy, happiness, connection is only when two people are genuine and they're real. Make sense? You with me? Okay, good. Seems like you're agree. So saying that, let's talk about what do I mean with that. What do I mean with being genuine? Me being genuine means that I'm me. I am me. I have a certain way of values. I have a certain way I'm dressed. I have a certain way of thinking. I have a certain way of believing. Even my expectation about marriage is a certain way. But when I live in a society that, because of social media, that's one of them, is asking, oh my God, I have to be size 0 in order to be accepted. When I go on a date, I feel like, oh my God, I have to wear high heel to look taller. I have to wear something uncomfortable to be thinner. I have to do things that are uncomfortable in order to be accepted. And that's a problem. There's two problems. The society having a problem being unrealistic, and me expecting something that's unrealistic about me. That I cannot accept me as I am. And I think that's one of the main issues. If I don't accept me exactly as I am, I cannot present that to another person. And if I don't know, this person is talking to a robot because there's nobody home. Make sense? Okay. So, to say that, how do I know who I am? And that's just something I want you to think about, and that's going to help you. If you know who you are and you're okay with who you are and being able to show people who you are, then you know what, you're gonna have a more meaning connection, and hopefully when you date or you talk to people and see people are not aligned with your values or your thinking, you will not go out with them. Right? You do not go out if you on the phone feel like my values is not aligned. I don't go, oh, I go there, maybe I tell them that, you know what, I keep caution, maybe they date me. I go out with them and I tell them I'm something that I'm not, or if I want money, I pretend that I don't want money, maybe they like me, or I'm acting like too humble, when this is not who I am. Okay, so the first thing is about, the whole thing I'm saying is know you. And be able to present who you are to the other person and be confident and proud. If there are things that you feel like you need to change, please go get help and change them. But don't hide them and don't pretend or try to impress somebody else and tell them you are somebody or something that you are not. Because that is one of the major number one problem in our society right now. The second thing that I think is a problem is that we have conflicted parts. We have conflicted parts. I see this in therapy room a lot, that I see people who come and they date people that they really, really like, and they're ready to go and, go second date, or they're gonna want to get married or continue, and they say, oh my God, I cannot do this. And I said, why not? They tell me, because I'm 100% sure my parents would not approve of that. Because she's divorced, or because she's this, or because she's that, or because she's that. And because of that, they don't continue with somebody they really like. Or because the culture, the society doesn't approve of my choices. Okay, whatever that is. Okay, so that is the second thing that I think is a problem. So we have conflicted parts, the part that has to do with me and the part that has to do pleasing my parents, my culture, my society, or wanting to look good in front of my cousin. How can I show to my cousin that this person is divorced, or this person is that, or whatever that might come with that. Okay, how much time do you have? I have a lot?
A few minutes, 3 minutes.
3 minutes? Oh my God, okay. So the person from the outside, let's say that. So that's one of the areas that I wanted to talk about, and I think it really, really helps if you can find yourself, know how beautiful and unique you're inside, and be accepting of that part. Because self-confidence, you cannot pretend. Either you have it or you don't have it. Okay? Either you have it or you don't have it. And because I'm trying to do everything in 3 minutes, one of the exercises I really, really, really suggest to everyone in this room is this. Every time you go to the date, look at it as a playground. Don't go with a lot of expectation. Go with an open mind. But most importantly, when you come home, write down why didn't the date go the way you wanted. Write it down. And ask yourself, what do I want to do differently next time? Because you're going to have that chance. You always have the second chance. Okay? So if most of your dating is not meaningful or depressing, ask yourself, why is it? And what can I do differently next time? Because this is supposed to be a learning experience. It's a classroom. I think the relationship you learn only in relationship. You cannot learn relationship. You may say something to you, you need to practice. And the practice you have to really understand and learn. Okay? So that's that part. The second part of my topic, which I think is very important, which has to do with meaning, finding a meaning in dating, and also finding a meaning in marriage. One of the things that's happening is that we kind of lost the reason we are getting married. Before we knew why we're getting married, right? Our parents got married because they wanted to have sex, and they weren't allowed to have sex if they weren't married. Our parents got married because my mother couldn't take care of herself in the country. They had to have a husband to protect them financially, so we got married because we needed that. We got married because we wanted children. Right now, a lot of people are even afraid of having children. So the question that I want you to ask yourself, even if you can write it down in your phone, is why do you want to get married? Is it just because I'm desperate? Is it because I'm not happy thinking that if I get married, I'm going to be happy? Why do I want to get married? Before, marriage was a need. Today, in today's society, marriage is not a need anymore. People can live and be happy without getting married, I'm telling you. Okay? Not that it's the best thing, because instinct wants to be together. Instinct wants to have a partner. Or instinct wants to have a romantic partner. It's something biologically in us. But not just any partner. You want somebody that you feel safe with. You want somebody that you love. You want somebody that understands you and accepts you exactly as you are. Not somebody else, as you are. Okay? So that's the second. I'm almost out of time. And I'm going to finish with what is important is this. We are in a society that's different from our parents, and knowing that is very important. Because of that, so many things has changed. The meaning of love has changed, the meaning of marriage has changed, the meaning of relationship has changed. And your meaning might not be the same as somebody else. And my thinking is this. If you know you, and you know what you want, and you're able to express it, and you're proud of it, then you don't have to think twice before you call somebody or take somebody back. So that's called confidence. And I'm going to leave it with that and let Dr.
If somebody wants to ask a question.
One question.
Uh-huh.
To your, based on what you said, in your opinion, to me, of course, character of individual is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And to the point that Rabbi said, well, you want to interrogate that person when you go out and talk. What do you think is the best way to get a feeling of the character of that individual? And also, vice versa, how do you provide your character to them? And so that's my point.
Beautiful question, very good answer I have for that. Doing it slowly, very slowly. You know somebody very slowly. There's no way in the world you will know somebody in the first day.
Like, what kind of questions would you arise, but not annoying that individual or thinking that
Thank you. And this is what I want to tell you. If something comes from the heart, it wouldn't scare somebody. If your intention of the questioning and the way you're questioning is not to insult somebody or judge somebody, usually it doesn't hurt them. Unless they have a very sensitive skin that you cannot talk to them. That's a whole different story. At the same time, as I said, slowly. The first few dates, there are things you don't talk about. You don't share intimate, the most important things about you that you don't want anybody to know. You would not do that. Okay? But before you go on a date, I'm going to talk more about this later. I would want to think about the things that are important to me. Like things that are important to me. Like if for example, for me it's very important to have children. And it's very important to have it in 2 years. Or for me, it's very important to wait 3 years before I get married. Those kind of things, general things, I would ask them, what do you think about marriage? How long do you want to wait until you have children? Do you even want to have children? And this is the thing. When I talk about codependency talks about me, I'm scared of being me, or to ask what is important about what I want to ask because I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint or make somebody else angry. Right? And my thinking is again this. I'm not telling you to go ask personal questions, especially in the first few days. Very personal question you don't ask. But general question, if you're trying to talk to them and they get offended, defensive, it means that, you know what, in the future, that's how they're going to act. You cannot talk about anything with them. And that's a red flag. Really, it's a red flag. That answer your question? Anybody else? Question? Okay, Oliver, and then you got it. Go ahead.
شما که میگید رسیپی منظورتون دقیقاً چیه؟ آموزش، راه حل؟
The recipe, I think this is the topic that Rabbi chose, but my thinking is the recipes are the things that we do that is causing our dating experience to become really sad and disappointing, right? So one of the ways you take another person to your date instead of you. Or another thing I didn't mention, but I'm gonna say it now is you have a ghost living with you. You have an ex-wife, boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, somebody you really, really love that you don't completely let go. So you go there and you go on the first date and you think, okay, maybe he's like him or she's like that. And you come home and say, you know what? She's not anything like her. And you become very disappointed. So you need to erase the excess, the ghost. So that's what they mean with the recipe. Things that makes a dating experience so sad and disappointing. That's what it means. Go ahead.
My question is following what he was asking. You mentioned to not ask those personal questions, but how do we respond if someone asks those personal questions?
Okay, you say, you know what? You need to be, okay. The first thing I wanted to talk about was being genuine and being honest. And part of being genuine and honest is but not with just the first date, with anybody. Say, you know what? I'm not comfortable to answer this question right now. Maybe we can talk about it later. If it's personal, or if it's passing your boundary, this is anywhere in your relationship, in any way, even with your friends, even with your mom. If somebody is crossing boundary, I know you want to know that, but right now, I don't feel comfortable. Do you mind if we talk about it later? If the person really respects you and respects your boundary, they will understand. Okay? That's it?
1 second.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ravindra. Before we go to Dr. Rauti, I want to just add something. That's why we are here. When you go date, the first 3 times, don't ask questions. Go have fun. Go to park, go have coffee. We are not normal anymore. Act normal. Be yourself. No interrogation. No question. No personal question. Nothing. Have fun. Can you have fun? If you cannot feel comfortable next to your date, this is not for you. That's why it's important when you go out, let's see how is it. For 2-3 times, yes, doctor? See, are you enjoying yourself? Are you happy? Are you miserable? Are you depressed? So it's not for you. Oh, he's rich. She's beautiful. Okay. That's why we have a 50% divorce. You want that? That's ugly. You don't want that. Be smart. Dr. Raufi?
All right. Thank you. All right. Hello, everyone. Hi, class. Salam alaikum.
Yeah.
We have some room here, by the way.
Thank you.
All right. So just a bit about me. I'm a clinical psychologist. I went to school here, did my bachelor's, master's, doctorate in clinical psychology, and private practice, working with families, couples, individuals. And this is a very important topic, I'm sure, for a lot of our community members that they want to get married and make their families. So, the recipe for a depressed date. Okay, I give you PIP. I made it myself. If you want to have a depressed date, try to be popular. Impress the other person and pretend. This will make you have a depressed date. You'll have one. Because you're pretending, you're not yourself. Because you're trying to impress the other person, so you can't be yourself again. And also you want to be popular, so the other person would love you, would fall in love with you. And this will not make it very happy, successful. When you come home, you've lost a lot of energy by pretending, by impressing. So, as a matter of fact, as it has been mentioned, dating is not interview, is not a job interview. At a job interview, we try to impress the future employer. So we go with our best dress and we say things that we even don't know what it means
because we want to impress the employer, the future employer, so I get hired. But date is not that. Date is me being myself, who I am. That way I can show my character and also by the same person to be authentic, to know their character. It's not going to happen on the first date, but it's going to happen over time as we go and meet each other and go meet each other's friends and families. One of the things that I usually tell people is that when you go to a restaurant, see how this person is treating the waiters or waitresses. See how they are treating the other people at the other tables. Are they ignorant of them? Is he or she ignorant of them? Is he or she respecting the waiter or waitress? This is character. And how this person is in the situations like looking for a parking spot. Or when somebody gets their parking spot and they are left without one. How they are reacting, how they are talking to the other person. This shows the character. And this needs us to take time and get to know each other. That's why we need the Ashana'i time when we are actually dating each other and we are observing. So the best thing is to observe instead of asking questions and have a questioner. Okay, let me go to question number 2. I've learned in a workshop that I have to ask you these questions. That doesn't work like that. You probably never need to ask a question. You can bring it up in your conversation. Even finances, you can bring it up in conversations when you are talking about what are your future goals? What do you want to do? Would you like to expand your business? Or things like that can bring up a conversation that you will know if this person is dedicated to be successful, to be planning ahead, how this person is able to do that. Or no, I'm happy, or it's okay, I'm fine where I am. You can decide, maybe you're fine with that. So instead of having questionnaires with you and asking questions, drop it. You don't have to go with bunches of questions. You can just bring it up in your conversations. Then it's going to be much easier dating. So, so don't try to be popular. Don't try to impress the other person, and don't pretend someone who you are not. I have a couple of other things. One of the things that I hear a lot in the dating is that, doctor, what should I talk about? Or what are the topics we should be talking about? There's no specific formula for the type of talks or the things you're going to be discussing. Let it be natural. Let it be how it is, how it's going to be. Talk about your vacations, your books, your movies, your friends. Talk about everything, anything that can come up, and you feel comfortable talking about it. It was fantastic to say, if there is something that you're not comfortable and you think it's not the right time, you can say, well, it's a good question or it's a good topic, but I'm not comfortable at this stage to talk about it. Maybe later on, as we get to know each other more, we can talk about that. So be yourself. You don't have to be nervous. I've seen some kids, some young ones, compared to me, they are kids now, that they drink before they go to date, or they get some of this gummy stuff to go to date because it relaxes them. Why do we need that? What's wrong? Nervous because they're nervous. They want to get the inhibitions down. They want to get the guards down, and then they go on a date when they are high or drunk. Then of course you're not going to understand anything, or you're not going to be yourself. You're going to be again another person. So because that happens because we want to impress. We want to be the best of us there. But the real life is who I am as a person. See me who I am. This is who I am. We don't need to pretend someone else that we are not. This is very important. This makes it fun. By the way, dates can be fun. Fun. F-U-N. Fun. It doesn't need to be a steakhouse. Honestly, it doesn't need to be an expensive steakhouse. You don't have to rent an expensive car to go pick up your date and take her to a very expensive steakhouse. It could be walking by the beach. You guys agree?
I love it.
You can go for coffee. And girls, it doesn't mean the guy is cheap. You know, it's just that it could be easier for both of us that we are on a casual day just to meet each other, just to see how things are, and then if things are going well, maybe the next day we can go somewhere more fancy. So it can be fun. It could be walking by the beach. It could be going for a, you know, what are these game places, bowling, billiard, whatever it is. You can go for that, and that can be quite fun. So you are creating a fun day or night for yourself, so you're enjoying going on that date. You know, I love my job. And I love my job because I get to know people, to know their stories, to know how they think, how they feel, what are their challenges. And that has changed myself and my married life of 24 years much more successful because I'm learning every single day. Is that for you like that?
Yes.
Learning every day? Learning every day.
It's a very selfish business.
It's a very selfish business. We get paid for learning every day. Insurances are paying us for learning every day and having fun, huh?
So not much if you're taking insurance.
That's true. That's true. But, so, getting to know other people can be fun. So when you go on a date, just look at it that way. I'm getting to know someone else. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to get married and live our life together. It could be just knowing to someone and know about their talents, know about what they like, their hobbies, where they have been. It's very interesting. I'd love to know about all of you that what are your hobbies? What do you guys do for job and for your day work? So it is very interesting. It could be very interesting to go on a date and get to know the other person. Oftentimes, a lot of people judge based on cars or outfit or the type of restaurant you're going to. And then from get-go, there is a judgment there that look at his car, look what she is dressing up as, or what kind of place are we going in there. So these are the things that they could be very disappointing. These things are very depressing, but you're judging too fast because you didn't know the person's character. Maybe that person could be a very fun, funny, nice person that you would love to live with this person for the rest of your life, but you're judging. We do all judge. I'm not saying that we don't judge, but we have to be careful how we judge and how much we judge, because that could be very scary. And that could just make us to lose a good opportunity of a person based on that quick, fast, premature judgment. تعصب. Yes, very good. I was saying about what to talk about. Some people, they need probably to talk before talk, read books, watch movies, get some knowledge. So when you go on a date, you have something to talk about. And you can't believe how many people I asked, what was the last book you read? What was the last movie that you were touched by? These are the things we can talk about. And we can talk about these things, and that creates some material for us to get the first date going. So it doesn't need to be how much money you have in your bank account. Is your house in the Valley or in Los Angeles? Do you own a condo or a house? And things like that is not going to be a good topic to talk probably ever. Let it come. You know, at first when I was starting my work and I was interning at a clinic, I was asking questions about what is your, let's say, sexual orientation. Oh, one of the questions was, what is your religion? And the people sometimes they were getting kind of uncomfortable. What kind of question is that? You know, as psychologists, these information are important to us. These are very important to us. We have to know. But And then I went to my supervisor back then and I said, I ask people these questions and I feel like they get uncomfortable. I need to know it. My supervisor said, it comes out on its own. You don't have to ask the question. Just be patient. It will come up in the discussions. When you guys are talking in the session, it will come up. Dating could be this too. You don't have to ask the question specifically. It will come up. Just be patient. If you like what you see on the first date and you want to go on a second date and the other person wants to go on a second date and third date and fourth date, a lot of these informations are going to come up. So it's important to be patient. All right, I think I'm good now, Rabbi. Any questions, any comments, anything? Or you already asked the questions? Yes. Those people in the back, I'm gonna come there, Yes.
I am married for 42 years.
42.
I have 3 children, 3 grandchildren.
3 children, 3 grandchildren.
Yeah, and I can relate myself to a lot of people that the first date might be very disappointing for them. When I met my husband, he came to pick me up from the house. I used to live in San Francisco, and I was staying with my aunt in her house, and his mom saw me for the first time and introduced me to my husband. He got the address. He came to pick me up. We're supposed to meet each other at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock didn't happen. 7:30 didn't happen. He showed up at 8 o'clock. And I have to remind you, I took my dress off. My aunt was pulling her hair. Please, please. I said, I'm not going to go out with him. This guy is not for me. He is late. Nevertheless, at 8 o'clock, he rang the bell and he came out. He came upstairs and I peeked and looked at him. He was sweating. He was sweating very badly. He lost the address. He went to the wrong street. It was north and south, and we were not explaining to him the address was not correct. I saw his sweat, and that was it. I wear my clothes, and my aunt was so shocked and said, wow. I got ready, and I had the best date because I opened my heart to the possibility that could we judge a person but not knowing enough? Because I didn't know enough. And that night, we had the best time, and I just want to let you guys know.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yes, good job. Giving people a chance. And here you are. Wonderful. Success story. Give another chance. Don't judge. Yes.
So something that I hear, or is something that is an advice I get a lot, is that as the girl, for them.
Sir, you are on your phone and you said something. Sir.
How are you?
So what you
I said something.
You said something.
I totally agree that a girl should
Wait.
initiate if they want.
Should initiate if they
Should
want.
be initiating. There is no difference.
Okay,
between
here we have
boy
a
and girl.
man expert here that says girls can initiate. Girls can ask for going out or for a phone number or reach out to guys.
Can I add something else?
He wants to add something else. And he wants to add something else. Let's make some guys out. تقلب می‌کردی دنبال جواب آنلاین گشتی. نوت می‌نویسی. خب بگو. One more
In
advice.
fact, there could be guys who find that very, very attractive
Sexy.
for a girl. Exactly.
Trying to be sexy, attractive, sexy.
I try to be sexy.
Some guys, they would like it actually, that the girl is asking. Okay, things has changed a lot since my time, to be honest with you. To me, if I want to answer that, it would be absolutely okay if girls friend guys on Facebook, if they say, hey, how are you? I want to get to know you. Are you single? This and that. A couple of years ago, a girl on Facebook messaged me and said, hey, how are you? I'd like to meet you and you look nice and this and that. I don't remember what it was. I felt good, to be honest. I felt. I don't know why the person didn't look at my Facebook page, because my Facebook page, thank God, has a lot of married situations in there. But I told her, you know what? Let me congratulate you for doing this and having the bravery to actually reach out to Guy and say that you are interested. I'm married, but let's see what we can do for you. Let's see, where are you? And she was in another state. And see what we can do and so on and so forth. And to be honest with you, I made some connections for her. But this is fantastic that I see today that some girls, they have that passion for getting married, getting into a relationship, and it's important for them that they can reach out to guys. Honestly, let's show of hand here. How many guys would not like if a girl reaches out to them? Show of hand. Let's be honest.
So,
You don't like if a girl reaches out to you?
No. I think there's a book called The Rules of How to Capture the Heart of Mr. Right. And these ladies, the writers, explain that if you want the dating to end up with marriage, don't ask. You can give clues. You can give clues.
You can give clues, but don't ask.
No. If you ask, you can get the date. You can have relations or what, but it's probably won't end up with marriage.
All right.
That sounds like the author of a book that wrote like Why Men Love Bitches. That was
Sir in the back.
She doesn't have to directly ask. She can just text and say, hey, I just want you to know I had a great time. Something like that.
Wonderful.
So why not asking? Like, what's wrong with asking?
No, I'm just saying, no, you can ask. No problem. But I'm just saying some may not want to ask. And that's a way of doing it without directly asking.
It was a great night. It was a great date. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I'm just saying some may not want to directly ask. You can always use it.
All right. One of the things that I wanted to also mention, I had a note here, is to obsess. Obsess about, should I call? Should I not call? Should I wait? Should I text? Should he call me? Should she call me? This is getting obsessed. If you like something, if you like somebody, you are more than welcome to let the other person know. It works or it doesn't work, doesn't matter. It doesn't make you any little that you ask for what you want. You guys agree with me on that? Yes.
I think the culture really matters in this situation.
Culture?
Definitely.
Culture. Culture matters, yeah, but if you are living in America, دیگه بابا ببری زندگی. شیراز و اصفهان و دیگه بگو همدان و اینا که نیستش که ببری سر زندگی. یه لحظه کن شما بگو. Say, you raised your hand earlier.
I was gonna say, I think you gotta also be present whether they're reciprocating or not. Like double, triple texting and not getting anything back, it doesn't work.
You text and you don't get a response, is that what you're saying?
Right, I'm saying that you gotta also be present with that.
Present with that.
Right. So if someone just keep texting you and you're not showing an interest, you're communicating, right?
You're communicating, you're showing no interest, that you're not interested, right? Okay, yes.
To that point.
Which one? You had a lot of points.
No, to this point that the girl can take the initiative to do that. That's fine and well. No. What I'm saying is, the person, the other person, should not think in any way, shape, or form that this girl is desperate.
Desperate.
okay?
Yeah.
That should be taken off the table.
Right.
And and vice versa. If of course, the man initiates the conversation and takes it further, that doesn't mean also he's desperate. It's just
There is no desperation.
It's a vice versa situation.
I like it.
On the same playing field.
I like it. So tonight, we are all deleting desperation from our vocabulary. You all right? So we are not desperate. We are interested. We are interested. We want to get to know each other. If you want to get to know me, let's have coffee. And then we can talk more.
Very simple.
Very simple. Yes, sir.
درباره سطح خانواده میتونید حرف بزنید.
درباره سطح خانواده، لول فامیلیا.
یه چیزی که مامانم همیشه میگه سطح خانواده ها باید به هم
وای
بخورن.
وای.
من نمیدونم
اگر مموریای تلخ برای من الان تو زنده کردی. سطح خانواده. سطح خانواده ها باید یکی بده. Yeah, it's easy to one friend, one of my clients, whatever, went to a family's back when they came back, the mother said all their plates were purchased from 99-cent store. At least if it was bought from Marshall or TJ Maxx, it was much better. And I was thinking to myself, really, there is a difference and you can tell if this was purchased from 99, we don't have 99 cents in the store anymore, but maybe back then. You can tell, honestly, as a woman, you can tell if something is purchased from 99 cents in the store or TJ Maxx?
I personally am not into dishes that much, but there are certain things that I like that I know you cannot find in 99 cents store. But I don't know, but they have over there.
And their rationalization.
Store to know they have
And then this is the level. And then the mom was pushing on this. No, they're not our level. We never purchase our plates from 99 cents in the store. We never put 99 cents in the store dishes on in front of anybody.
But the question is, how did they know it's from 99 cents? Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, we should talk about level of family. We will talk.
Okay.
Just one more question with this person who reads a lot of books.
So maybe I think what his mom is talking about is the core values of our family versus.
نه من میفهمم مامانش چی داره. core value. نه این مامانا من میدونم. Exactly what you're talking about. It's the difference between TJ Maxx plates and 99 cent store plates.
It's not TJ
That's the core value.
اگه میتونم یه حرف دیگه اضافه کنم مثلا یه نکته مثلا مطرح می‌کنه میگه نه این دهاتیه یا
خودمون از کجا اومدی؟ بگو مادر من تو از کجا اومدی؟ قربونت برم.
سر چال.
مادر تو بفرست.
Thank you. Before Dr. Rabizadeh goes for the next 10 minutes, I want to address something which is very important, I think. How much money do you need to live in LA? If you want to get married, how much money you have to have? How much money you have to make? Not how much money you have in the bank.
To live or to survive?
No, I said to live. My word, I didn't say survive. Monthly. How much money do you need?
As much as you need to live yourself.
No, say, do not be philosophy. Like tonight, everything is action. Don't do it. Give me a figure. 6,000. Michael, how much? 12,000.
What part of LA?
I didn't say where. How much money do you need to live? Did I say LA or Beverly Hills? So you have to understand. Yes.
I read a while ago online that said that in LA, in order to be able to survive, a person or a couple needs to make an income of around $500,000.
A year?
On average, right now.
Okay. Anybody lower or higher? What do you think, Mrs. Tida? How much do you think?
Family of how many?
No, I said to marry. I didn't say no family yet. You want to live? You don't have children yet. You have two people. Not one person. You want to get married.
As a couple, 15K a month.
15?
15K.
Okay.
Obviously, these two people, they have to have, if it's the $15,000 we're talking about the cost of living plus the insurances plus.
So how much? How much? How you figure? How much? How much?
For sure, around 12.
12,000. Everybody agrees 10, 12, over 10?
Over 10.
5?
No, you cannot live with $5,000, $6,000, $8,000. You can live.
If you want to.
Okay.
Cannot be over.
That's why, guys, that's why we are not married. That's why we are not married. I tell you, yes. How much? How much do you need?
I need first someone loves me and I love him.
Doesn't have to do with the money. This is the best answer. Please get that solution with them. Please. If there is a love, you can live together. Money is not an issue.
What about your kid? That was not the premise of the question.
Okay, I tell you. I tell you. You know what? We don't have to fantasize this. We talk about example. Dr. Rafi, okay, I tell you your story. I tell my story. When I was married in 1994, I did not have even a penny. Okay, my parents, they were in Iran. Baruch Hashem, I got married. I went to yeshiva, Rabbinical College of America, college and yeshiva together. I was working at night, cleaning the kitchen, making like $5, $10 just to have like do laundry, My wife was, working, like babysitting, And Baruch Hashem, we made it. I have 4 kids, and the youngest was 29. The oldest one's 31. She's in medical school in Israel. I'm grandfather. I'm so happy. If I wanted to wait to have like $10,000, $12,000, $15,000, I would not be married by now. I think the same thing with Dr. Rafi. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. But 1 second. No what? I tell you. Okay. Oh, Rabbi, this is like a time of dinosaur, many years ago. It doesn't apply anymore, right? That's what you want to say, right?
Well, I want to say, like, if it's just the couple, sure, but what about the kids? It's not fair to the kids.
Okay, I didn't have a kids. I'm more passionate. We have to have a faith. Our parents, our grandparents, they start with nothing and they made it. Okay, this is the reality. We are not married because we're only thinking about the financial. When the girls, they go out, the first question is the boy secure? Is he rich? Yes or not? Yes. And most of the girls, they want a boy, the man, what you want to call it, some of them, they are not men yet, they are boy, that can make more money than them. Yes or no? And most of the men, or the boys, some of them, they want to marry model. The first thing, Rabbi, show me the picture. If you don't show me the picture, I cannot go out. They want to judge with the picture. Yes or not, boys? Oh, men, yes. Why? Are you prophet? How can you judge a person by a picture? We are married for many years. Do you know your wife, your husband? You know each other very good, 100%? It takes time. You know each other. Yes, Dr. Rabbi, it takes time. There are a lot of things we discover and we learn more and more.
We still don't know.
They still don't know. And now you want to judge the person by his spirit the second, oh, this is for me, this is not for me. Okay. See, I told you many times, here, tonight, we're not here to give you information. If you want information, Google it. ChatGPT, you have all the answers. Okay? You can live in Los Angeles, even 2 workers, people working in downtown, okay? They make $4,000 a month each, $8,000. They can live as a king and queen. I tell you. How much is the 2-bedroom with the old expensive rent in Pico Robertson? 2-bedroom, Michael? $3,500. How much is the lease the car? Brand new car? Don't buy like $400 or $500 you can get. Insurance, how much is it? How much is the food? Food is so cheap. I go to Costco, I buy a chicken, okay? Frozen chicken, $8, 4 people can eat it. $2 kosher, and it is expensive. And if you want, you can go to Ross, buy the ready chicken for Shabbat, $13.99. 4 people can eat it, like $4 or $5. This is not expensive. Living is like nothing, even in LA. But we expecting high. We are fantasizing things. If I'm not marrying a doctor or lawyer, that's why we are not married right now. Money is not issue. May I ask your name again? What was your name?
My name
Yes.
My name is Janti.
Shanti. Beautiful. What happened to the love? Everyone's talking about the love. I love you. حالا فارسی میگم من بارات میمیرم right هر کس که بارات میمیرم بگو زودتر I don't want a dead person I want a life I don't want a dead person I want a day I go to a dead memorial I see dead person every day okay if somebody loves you they can live together in even like a one bedroom. What is this? We have to live everybody in the sunset on top of the mountain. I have to be like a PhD to get married. Why? I'm marrying the house of the person, the money of the person. Do you know how many, I told you in the beginning, 50 or 60% of divorces of the marriage are going to go to divorce. Half, yes or not? This is reality. Yes. How many of them are poor? That they're getting divorced after? None of them. None of them. 99% are rich, filthy rich. He gets one lawyer, she gets one lawyer, they screw each other for 4 or 5 years, millions of dollars go to waste. None of them are poor. Yes or no? So the problem, the issue is not money. If they had a problem with the money, they're not getting divorced because they are poor. They cannot afford. They're getting married because they have so much money, too much money. Just I want to open your eyes, that's all. Think about it. Dr. Alizadeh, all yours.
Very good topic. And one of the things we should not forget is we live in a society that doesn't allow us to be realistic.
Yes, exactly.
Unfortunately, I call it peer pressure, culture pressure. If you want to have a simple life, the society might not let you. They push you to want something that maybe with the partner you have or somebody you love you might not be able to have, and sometimes you have to sacrifice the love of our life because we are trying to make the society happy or the culture happy. Okay? You good? You guys are good? Okay. So, all right. So, what I want to continue talking about is how to be mindful in a date and how to prepare before going on a date. And this is the first date and even before the first date. One of the things that I think is very important, and I'm a lot for mindfulness and meditation, and if you're not doing it, please go learn to do yoga, meditation, mindfulness is the best thing that you can do. So when I say mindfulness, what do I mean? I mean that when you go on a date, you're there, totally there, and your mind is there with the person, and you have to remember the person you have in front of you is a human being. As Dr. Out said it, it's a human who has their own story. And if you give them the safety enough, they're gonna open up and tell you their story. But you have to make them feel safe. And how do you make somebody safe? Do you know how to make somebody feel safe to be able to open up?
Show up that way. Yourself.
Thank you. By feeling safe and being able to feel comfortable and be relaxed and be open and be non-judgmental and not judge before you know somebody. So being mindful means when I go on a date, I'm there with my heart open, my mind open to learn and to know somebody's story. I have no hidden agenda. I'm not looking for something specific. I'm not there to do anything. I'm just there to know the other person as a human being. And one of the things that I really say to do, not because just for the other person, please, please, please learn. If a relationship is not working, please close it nicely. Don't ghost on people. Do not just not answer people. This is the rudest thing that you can do, and I hope nobody that does that to you if you guys doing that. This is really hard because it makes it such a hard dating experience. And people who might not be very secure might take it very personal. So please, if you go on a date and for whatever reason it's not working, please say thank you for giving me the opportunity to know you. And I'm sure that you're such an amazing person, but I don't think this is a match. And very nicely tie it with a bow and send it back. Okay? And I hope people do this the same for you, because I think this is one of the things that is really becoming, it's like, when you don't hear news, sometimes you assume the worst, and this is not good and it's not healthy. Please don't ghost people, okay? So, and that's for yourself, because if you do that, you feel good about you feel complete, right? And hopefully nobody would do that to you, but that's the thing. So, how to be able to have a meaningful date and how to prepare for it. So one of the things that I really think is a problem with dating is the attitude we go with. And also, when we go on a date, be aware when I'm going on a date. Am I too tired? Am I don't have excitement in my life? Am I looking for something that the date cannot give to me? How am I going there? Do I have enough good energy when I'm going on a date? Did I do my exercise? Did I have my socialization? Or am I going on a date expecting that they entertain me and that they're going to be my best friend or doing the thing that the date is not supposed to be, especially first date? So your expectation of the first date is very important. Your first date is not your therapist. Your first date is not supposed to entertain you. It's not your fun. It's not your drug to make you high. It's not there to make you happy. Your first date is just a date to know somebody and somebody to get to know you. That's all it is. It's like a playground that you go to play. That's what it is. It's a playground to play. So for me, specifically, I would think that if you want to have a good experience in dating, make sure you take care of yourself and make sure when you go on a date, you are not hungry, you're not tired, you're not overworked, you're not going with a bad attitude, you're not half done with your exes and still looking for them and texting them and checking them and are still in touch with them. Be completely present, and I'm sure this is what you want from the other person too, right? You want them to be present, completely there, not hungry, too tired, too angry, too caught up with the other person. You want them to be totally present, and hopefully you do the same thing when you go on a date. Another thing that I really, really think is very important is to remember, again, I said it before, I said it a million times, you are going with a person who has feelings. This is not a robot, it's the person who has feelings and has emotions. Treat them exactly how you want to be treated. Okay? So try to be kind and appreciative. During when you're going out with them, make sure you open the door for them. Not that they cannot do it themselves. Most people have hands and they can open the door for themselves. But that's a gesture that shows that, you know what, I'm kind, I'm caring, I'm going out of my way to make you comfortable. This is just what it is. It's not that they need you to open the door and they it's just a gesture that I'm kind, I'm caring. So those are the things that are important, not to impress them, just to be able to show them who you are. I'm sure you guys are caring and you want a good relationship and you want the same thing back. So, and the mindset you go with, it's very important, the mindset you go with. We talked about it a couple of times and keep on saying it, and we're going to keep on saying it. Go with the mindset to learn about the other person. You're not there to impress anybody, and believe me or not, hopefully the other person is not there to impress you. You're just going there to know each other and know who you're dealing with and to learn more and more about them. And then the other point that I think is very important is the kind of question we ask. You said we ask question, don't ask question, don't interpret. I think it's important before you go on a date to think of some things that are not too personal. Just think about them that bring the conversation to open up, to have topics to talk about, so you don't look at each other like this and you're just sitting and not knowing what to say. So topics that could be topics that are not very triggering, and what is not triggering is like good things, your favorite book, favorite movie, or where do you like to go on a vacation? Have you been in this country? Have you been doing that? So it's very important to have some topics to make the place, the date exciting. Another thing that I think is important when you go on a date to prepare for a date, to make it exciting and to make it meaningful, is really take the time to know where you're taking the person. So sometimes we go places that are very dark, or very, very, very depressing, or taken to somewhere very formal, or you're taken to somewhere that's such a music that you cannot hear the other person. So when you come home, it's so draining because you go there and come up, I didn't even know who I saw. It was so dark, I didn't see them. Or it was so noisy, we couldn't even talk. So take the time and do that. And another thing that I see a lot with guys, I don't know if girls sometimes might have it, but in my therapy room, I see that a lot is this. They're very anxious when they want to text somebody or ask somebody out. And for girls, they're anxious because they don't know if they're coming or they're not coming or they're texting late. But believe me, a lot of boys are so overthinking when they want to text somebody. They think about how do I say it so they don't get offended? How do I say it so it doesn't look like I'm desperate? How do I do it so that they don't think that I'm pushing on something? So again, it is important for you to be able to accept you and to know you don't want to deceive anybody. You are not there to impress anybody. You are there to show them and to tell them what you want. And if your intention is good, I don't care if you tell them, please, or you won't, or this or that. If the intention is good, they will say yes to you. I'm talking to boys who are afraid to text or afraid to ask somebody out. If your intention is in a good place, believe me, most probably they would say yes if they're available, and if they're not engaged or if they're available and they think it's a good match. And let me see anything else that is left. Oh, I said it before, but I say it again and again and again, and it's very important. When you are going on a date for ongoing basis with somebody, it's very important to know what your priority is. And if somebody tells you that something doesn't align about what they believe in, and your value system, please believe it. Don't deceive yourself. Don't you ever think that you can change them or think that you can change to match them. Please, when somebody tells you, I'm religious, believe them. If they say, I'm not religious, please believe them. Don't try to change them or try to change you to think that you're going to do exactly what they want, because this is usually a recipe for failure for both of you. People don't change that easily, so make sure you know what your value is. I want to give you an exercise. If you want to do it, do it. If not, do it in your mind. Think of 3 things that are so important to you that if a person doesn't have, it's a deal breaker. 3 things that this is so important to you. It could be education, it could be money, it could be family. Think of those 3. And please do not go out with anybody who doesn't have those 3. Do not go out with anybody who doesn't have those 3. Okay, go ahead, Elder.
I was just gonna say, maybe ask if they already have those deal breakers in their mind.
I think if you don't have, think about them, because it's very important. Because believe it or not, if you keep on going on a date and it's failing, it's because you're dating people who do not have the thing that's important to you. Do you hear me? Please sit down, write on a piece of paper, what are the 3 things that are deal breaker? I agree with Rabbi, we don't need so much money to live in LA. But there are people and women that I know, oh my God, they say I want to get married. I don't care if the person is ugly, if they're short, if they're fat. I don't care as long as they have money. And if that's your value system, stick to it. Not that it's the healthiest one. I don't agree it's the healthiest one, but be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. That's my message to you. Know your value system, and I'm gonna say things that are important that sometimes could be deal breaker for people that I see a lot. First of all, one of them is family. How do I want to deal with family? How many times do I want to see them? How often do I want to go to their house? How much influence they have in my marriage? And if we share money, how do we handle money? So two things that in I see in Persian culture that we see a lot of divorce for. One is family who interfere with their children's life. The second one is the way that they handle money. Please be clear. That's ongoing. I'm not talking about the first date actually. Money is important. As much as one so money is not important, you know what? I don't think it's true. Because if you have it, so you don't want to give it to him, want all of it. So money is important. If you tell me it's not true. I'm not talking about $1 million money, but enough money. Money is important. Having at least a minimum, sense of financial security is important. So the things that I want you to think about that most people have it. One is family, one is the money. There are value system. How much money is important to me? Be honest with yourself. Do not play around. Rabbi talked about something very important. If marriage is more important to you, or if love is more important to you than money, right? So, think about it. Are you willing to get married to somebody who doesn't love you but has a bunch of money? Think about it. There are people that are gonna die to marry you, right? But you don't love them, or they don't have the money and you love them. So this is something you think about. So money, family, education. Believe it or not, I know somebody who married, whose father was a doctor, whose mother was had a lot of education. She was educated herself, fell in love with somebody who had no education at all, right? They got married. Many years later, they came to my office. I cannot be married to this guy. Why? Because he is not educated. And I said, didn't you know that before you get married? I knew that, but I didn't know how important it was. For some people, not just because of the paper that they give you, it's not the paper. Sometimes education is open-mindedness. Somebody who goes to school, goes to university, has a brain that's open to change, has flexibility, understand, gets, So, say it again.
University doesn't always give you that. There's other ways to be
That is true too. That is true, but for some people that piece of paper may be important, but usually it has to do with the mindset that the person has when you go to school. Not always, but so anyhow, her reason for the divorce was education. Okay, so education, lifestyle, the way that you eat and the way you exercise. Some people like and think it's very important to have a healthy eating habit at home. Some, they don't care. They don't care. So if you are the one that wants to have a good lifestyle and that's really important to you, it's very important to find somebody who has the same value, if that's something that's important to you. That's eating healthy, exercising. Another thing is vacation. Some people think that having vacation at least 2 times a year is like life and death. Believe it or not, there was a joke about it, and that 2 people were talking about how they match you so many letters at the end. So you want to go this place? He said yes. So you want to go that place? No. So it's a deal breaker. So sometimes ask if that's something that's important to you. Another thing that could be a deal breaker, the way that you handle the household. Like if you're both working, is the husband willing to help you at home? Is he willing to change the diaper when you have children? And another one, you have children. Do you want to have children? Are you interested in having children? How many children you want to have? how and where do you want to raise them? Is it important for them to go to private school? Is it important for them to go religious school? Is it like, that's another question. And the most important one, which I think is another deal breaker that I see happening a lot, is sometimes girls, it happens mostly with girls, this is my experience at least, that the girls will go and date somebody who lives in another city that's far from their family. And then after a while, they find out that, living in another place is not working. They're missing their family, they're missing their support group, they're missing their home, and their marriage sometimes gets in danger because of that. So if you believe that you need to live in LA and you don't want to move to another city, and this is very important, you please do not date long distance, and do not date people who want you to go and move to the other country. So I think that's the basic that I have. It's more than 10 minutes, yeah? Any question or?
No, we got 1 second.
Okay.
Because the last segment, Dr. Raufi will talk about 10 minutes.
Okay.
If somebody wants to stay for open discussion, any question in your mind, either we address it or you address it. It's okay? Then enjoy talking to each other. Another thing, when you go to such an event like us, please don't stick with your friends. Go talk to somebody else. Right now, I see people with their friends. So move your seat. Go sit next to other person. Go sit the other person. This way at least, you can talk with somebody. Dr. Raufi, your 10 minutes and then open discussion.
I promise I go less than 10 minutes. I just remember something funny, a story. So she goes, this girl goes on a date and then brings her mom. On a couple of dates she's gone already, and then brings mom to meet the boy, okay? And then the boy starts talking about something, and he says, okay, ma'am, it's very nice to see you and all that. And then he is asking the mom that if you are left in an island and you are left with one kind of food, what kind of food are you willing to eat every day? And okay, the night is over. Mom tomorrow calls me and says, doctor, I say, yeah, better the family. The boy, is mentally ill. Hi, what's wrong with the guy? I'm hearing really good stuff about him. No, this is the question he asked. Can you believe? He is asking me if I'm left on an island, what kind of food I want to eat every day. Because this guy is cheap. He only wants to give one kind of food to my dog. He's either mentally ill or he's very cheap. I said, lady, have you heard about icebreaker? Have you heard about some kind of discussions that people start in the first meeting, that they want to break the ice between them? Something, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Do you rather to have $1 million or this and that? This is called icebreaker. So this is how some of the parents are judging the boys or the girls on those kind of issues. What Dr. Rabbi was saying, I call it principle. I said we all have to have some principles. Few principles, not 150 principles. Just a few principles. She calls it 3, I say, okay, 4, 5, something like that, that it is a deal breaker, but it's principle. It's my principle, I need to stick to it. I have to make sure the person also respects these principles and we are okay on it. The other ones are called negotiables. We can negotiate on them. We can compromise. We can come to a middle ground. So the point here is we must have principles, but those principles are limited numbers. We can't have so many principles, then we never can get married because we cannot find someone who has all those principles that I need them to have. That's an important point. I have money. Okay, money. Listen, money, education, maybe house, maybe cars, maybe things like that sometimes are representative of success. Okay? So we want to know if someone has jorboze, is able to go and get it, or to make money, or to support the family. Of course, for ladies, it is very important, evolutionary-wise, it is very important that the man is a good provider. Okay? So we want them to be successful. Even ladies or men, really doesn't make a difference these days. We need them to be successful, wise, intelligent, go-getter. So if you see someone who has money and has a good business running, you would say, okay, this person has good talents in making money in business, can run my family pretty well if he can run this business, or he's driving this expensive car, so he has the money to buy this expensive car. So just don't stick with the money itself or the education. This person can have this kind of jorboze or ability in many other ways too. So this is what we want. We want the person to have the talent, ability, huh? A street smart, I heard?
Potential.
استقامت, huh?
Street smart.
Street smart.
Potential.
Potential.
Drive.
Initiative.
Initiative, yes. Motivated. Yes, this girl is motivated. It wants to do it, has hope, has purpose, has cause, wants to know what the person wants in life and wants to get it. So education, money, good house or a good car, all of these are representation of success, jorboze, ability. That's all pretty much I have, and then I love the discussion part. I know what you want. Know what is your principles. All right.
Okay.
Yep. Let's have really good discussions.
Thank you so much. می‌خوای یه دست بزنید به افتخار همتون خودتون. As I told you, one of my friends came all the way from Chicago. He's going back to Arizona, then going back to his home. So please come and say a few words about the experience here.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm very shy. I forget most of the thing I wanted to say.
It's okay.
I think your marriage is based on love at this point.
I hope so.
Right? In my opinion, I think the end point of dating should be love, right? Because when you have water and sugar and you mix them together, they lose their identity. So they're not sugar. It's not water anymore. It's not sugar anymore. So something about I heard a lot of things about transactions. It was a lot of discussion about transactional. Like I have money, you don't have money. There is a picture back there. It's a picture of the dervish. They say, "Man saltanat faqr ba alam nafrusham." یعنی من در این حال که فقیر هستم ولی پادشاه هستم. اعتقاد شخصی من این هست که وقتی که شما عشق داشته باشید صاحب همه چیز هستید، ولی اگه عشق نداشته باشید آدم هیچی نداره، میدونی همش جنگ دعوا هست. و همینطور من اینو جدید یاد گرفتم، خلقت هم شما وقتی نگاه میکنید به یود هی واو هی، دو تا مذکر دو تا مؤنث. توی آدم کتمان خلقت خدا هم بر اساس وجود یک مذکر هست و یک مؤنث. فقط همین رو میخواستم بگم که هدف از دیتینگ اند پوینتش باعث عشق میشه و وقتی عشق به وجود میاد دیگه تمام اختلافات از بین میره. ببخشید.
Thank you, beautiful. Thank you so much. All the way. But love by itself is not enough. I love you, but there is no commitment. That's not good. You need the love and commitment. Okay, now it's your night, please. Anybody wants to say something practical, down to earth, something that's bothering you? Don't be shy. Say it. If not, I will say it. Anybody? All the way in the back, guys in the back, come in the front. Oliver is quite too much. Oliver is an honor to have Oliver. People know Oliver? Yes. He was in Persia Got Talent. He's one of the best violin players in the LA. He's going to play for us violin. Anybody play piano? Anybody? Nobody play piano? Even you can play piano too. That is, guys, is very healthy to have a hobbies. Most people, they don't have hobbies. They just go to work. Are you talking about that's why you're not married. Because you're not normal. And you are already married. How can you marry twice? You married at your job. When you wake up in the morning, you go to work. That's your spouse. Yes or no? Okay, so that's why you have to divorce that. If you want to get married, you cannot legally, you cannot have two wives. No? Yes or no? Okay, people say, oh, when I get married, I'm going to work less. I don't buy it. When I get married, I be happy. This would never happen, guaranteed. If you are happy right now, when you get married, you'll be happier. If you're not happy right now, nobody would make you happy, and you make your partner miserable. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so have hobby, learn piano, violin, go exercise, do something positive. Work. This is not good. Okay, Oliver, what do you want to say? Not about your mom, yeah? It goes live on Facebook. I'm joking. Another thing, you should have a sense of humor. Yes or not? Yes. Nobody likes someone that is not happy. Yes or not? Okay, good.
How important is attraction? آیا جذابیت به وجود میاد یا همون لحظه اول هست؟
Good question.
یا does it depend?
Okay, anybody wants to answer because we already spoke a lot. So people, they want an attraction, right? The first thing, chemistry, right? Attraction. How important is it? Is it very important or yes?
Very.
Huh?
To some extent.
Yeah. Everything beautiful, Rabbi Moshe beautiful. Do not make religion out of attraction. That's all I can say. I agree that Dr. is okay? Yeah, she doesn't agree. Women, they have to disagree all the time.
Attraction is important, but if you really discuss it with somebody, this is not going to change.
Yes. If you marry someone you don't like, you're going to stick to it all your life and not do. When you see somebody else, your head is going to move a lot. You don't want that, okay? But, like, as a rabbi, I tell you, do not make religion out of anything, even religion. As soon as I hear the word religion, religious, I remember ISIS, Taliban, Jamhuri Islami. Did I answer you, Oliver? Okay, so ask your mom. I'm joking. Yes.
Is it possible that you grow the attraction, right? Where maybe the person's really good, but then you hear, oh, you don't have the spark, you don't have this, but they're a great person.
Okay, let's look at that opposite way, with the doctor's permission, both of you. When you marry someone, they lose that attraction, especially when they become pregnant and they give birth. Yes or no? No? Of course. Who said no? What?
Not necessarily.
So you're not woman, you're not pregnant. They have to say, not you. Yeah, most women, I think they do that. But here with all technology, they can make a dead person to life, That's why, the angel of death has a complaint to God. He's a God. God sent him to mission to take the people's life. They're always making mistakes. But I'm a young jabun mishan, old mishan, they can't do anything. Okay, anything in the back, all the way in the back sitting, relax, ask questions. Yeah, danger, ask. Please participate. This is your night. Yes, Dr. John, okay.
All right, let me just say something about the attraction. Attraction is good, but it works just to get you attracted to someone. You look at someone and you see this person looks attractive, and I give myself the push to go and talk to this person and get to know this person. But the attraction is not going to be the reason that I fall in love. What's the reason that I fall in love? Emotional? Huh?
Attraction.
Attraction again?
Personality.
Personality?
Character.
Mindset?
Value.
Caring? Character? Body? Beauty? All right, what we fall in love with is when we know the person. When we love everything about this person. Character and the mindset, the education, how the way the person talks, walks, all of that, I fall in love with it. So it's not the beauty of the face or the body that I fall in love with. It's all the stories. It's a myth that we think that on the first sight, someone will fall in love with someone else. That's not going to happen. That's probably the sexual attraction. That animals have it too, probably. But as humans, we fall in love when we get to know. That's why the Ashanai period is very, very important. That we get to know the person, so I can fall in love with the person that I get to know. And that's why a lot of times in happy, successful marriages, every day we fall in love even more because we get to know the person more. We get more comfortable with each other. And then that's when that romantic, that sex would be very attractive, very pleasurable. You know, on the Abraham Maslow's pyramid of human needs, some of you guys know it, sex shows up in two areas. One area is the physiological need that every human being needs it just to balance the hormones, the electromagnetic, and all that in the body physiologically needed. But then when we go higher, so first is the physiological need like food, air, water, and sex shows up here as well. And then we have the security. We need shelter, we need clothing, something that makes me secure. And then we go higher into intimacy and belonging. Sex shows up here too. At some part of our talk, we wanted to talk about sex, right?
But this is very important.
Yeah. So on the third step would be intimacy and belonging, which sex shows up here as well as a human need. What does it do? It gets those two people connected. It gets those two people attached. So it's not just let me get rid of this need anymore. It's more that intimacy, that pleasure, that attraction because of the love we have, because of the respect we have, because I love everything about this person. Then that romantic relationship and intimacy and belonging will be a very meaningful relationship. And that's what people need, and that's what hopefully people get in a happy marriage. So attraction is important to get two people attracted to each other, but it's not going to be the reason that two people are continuing with each other. The reason would be getting to know each other and loving everything about each other. Good? Yeah? Okay? And women can be very sexy at every stage of their life. Men can be very sexy at every stage of life because we are growing up together, because we are experiencing these stages together. That's very lovely. A quick story. I got married when I was 23. I was paying rent $800 a month. I was going to school. My wife was going to school. SMC. Graduates of SMCs here? Salamanca College? Yes. And then we both went to graduate school, and we had kids on the way. We made the life together. We bought our house. We own a house. And we built it everything. And it's very enjoyable because we did not get a dime from our parents, either of the parents. We made it ourselves. It's very lovely. It's very enjoyable when you make it yourself. Those that are working and making money themselves, they know what I'm talking about.
Last thing I wanted to say, and we're going to have a fun. Someone will play piano. Oliver, where is your violin? You have it? In your car or here? Okay, you don't need permission. Okay. Anybody less than 18 yet? Everybody's over 18, right? Yeah? So we can talk openly what the doctor says about the sex. Is it good to have sex before getting married when you're dating, or is bad? Nothing to do with religion. Yes? Whoever says good, raise your hand.
Test drive?
Test drive. You're going to buy a car, you want to test, right? So whoever say yes, Oliver, you always say yes? You okay? Okay. Anybody saying no, raise your hand. What's going on? Okay.
I know nobody votes.
What's going on? The doctor said you have to be honest. Do not be embarrassed. Otherwise, you're not going to get married. Whoever says that getting married and you're having sex before getting married, raise your hand. Very good. Whoever said you shouldn't have sex before getting married, raise your hand. So all of you are not yourself. Either yes or no. It's not natural way. Okay. What's wrong with having sex before getting married when you're dating? Most people, I'm sorry if I said something. The girls telling me a lot of boys or men, what you want to call them, they are players. The first date, second or third date, they want to have a sex. And then, God forbid, they throw you like napkins, they go to the next. Okay. What's wrong with having sex before getting married? Anybody? Yeah? Is it good or bad? Yes.
I think it mostly depends on your personal core values and how you are as a person, but I don't think it should be like the first, second, third. I think you should wait at least a while, and then once both of you are sure that you're both ready and that you have that connection.
So is it okay before getting married have sex, yeah?
It just depends on your core values.
Okay.
So yes or no?
Yes or no? It's good, yeah. Okay, he said yes, okay.
It definitely clouds your judgment.
All right. No?
It does.
Yes?
I agree with him that it should be far into the relationship. It's not like within the first few days. It's like you've been together, you definitely, it's like, when you say before marriage, in my head I'm thinking like right before marriage is when it's okay. Like not in the beginning at all.
Like a month before, 2 weeks before getting married? No, this is important. This is like very important. We want to finish with this. I think it's very important. Yes, anybody wants to say?
You wasted all that time.
He said wait.
She says why? What happens if you're not compatible?
That you wouldn't know until you're married. So then what?
So I mean, the way to find out is by having sex.
How else would you find, like, if you're sexually compatible or not?
Okay. Yes.
As long, it depends on the quality of relationship, not the quantity. You might go with somebody 20 times, but not be as close as to somebody that you've gone 5 times. So there's no number. As long as they are comfortable with each other and they have a feeling that they are very close to that person, as long as it's consensual, I don't see any problem.
Okay, so as a rabbi, I'm not going to answer you. But I wanted that Dr. Raufi would answer you, and I think his answer it goes with the same way with the Torah, our belief, our core system. The Rebbe Lubavitch said, there is no contradiction between Torah and science. There is no contradiction. If there is a contradiction, either you didn't understand the Bible, Torah, or you didn't understand fully the science. There is no contradiction. I believe you know what you say.
No, the research I looked at, it says happier marriages when there is no sex before getting married. This is the research. However, I want to say this. Let's talk about hormones, right? We know sex produces oxytocin. Oxytocin is the hormone that attaches people together. It's a glue. It's a glue. And when moms are breastfeeding their babies, that creates that oxytocin in mothers because it glues the mom to the baby and to children. So that's the power of oxytocin. Now imagine two people that they started dating or they are dating, they are having sex, that oxytocin is gonna block their decision making. So they will ignore a lot of other difficulties just because they have sex, just because that oxytocin now is talking. The oxytocin is gonna wear off, but the reality of life and the fact that they are not compatible with each other is gonna be realistic. Compatibility is important, but it's something that can be resolved. If two people are caring and they are married, they want to have love, they want to have romance, and they want to be sexually compatible, they can work on it. There are sexual therapists, there are people that they can help, there are a lot of methods to help people with early ejaculation, premature ejaculation, with performance anxiety, with so many other things that they can come up, and there are difficulties that we hear from people about their sex. But these are all resolvable. Because people care about each other, they can also find out how they can be compatible. So my idea on this is, and probably we can hear from Dr. Rabbi Esakhan on this too, I'd rather know sex before getting married. And I believe that sex after the marriage will be very much more pleasurable, enjoyable, and people can invest in it. And it is very, very important. If there are any married couples here, they know what I'm talking about. Sex is very, very important in the marriage, but before it shouldn't be something that we play with, because that oxytocin is very important to pay attention to.
I should talk about, okay.
You should talk about sex now.
Let's talk about sex. Okay, so in my generation, this is what my parents told me: you don't have sex, period, no kissing, no hugging. Even they told my aunts, if you hold somebody's hand, you might get pregnant. So that's my generation. But let's be realistic. You live in America, and you have to be realistic. One of the problems that I see in our society about sex is we're dating for such a long time. And the reality is, if you're dating somebody for 2 and 3 years and you really, really, really love them, I'm not sure why you're not married, but my question is, how could you hold yourself from not having sex with them if you love them that much? So being realistic, if you're dating that long or if you're willing to date that long, it's hard not to have sex. And in the beginning stages, definitely I agree with the doctor that we shouldn't, especially women. For women, it's more emotional. You get more hurt after if the relationship doesn't work out. Women get hurt more after the sex, the relationship doesn't work out. Men, they just pass by, they don't care as much. Women get hurt more. So for women, I think it's more emotional. It's more their brain is more invested because we have the oxytocin, released when we're having sex. So for women, it's more costly. But again, if you love somebody, you have to be realistic. Either you're dating somebody for such a long time, it's hard not to want to do or stop yourself from. It's really hard. This is my personal opinion. Definitely in the short term, no. But if the person loves you so much and you have such an attraction and you've been together for such a long time, the question that comes to my mind is, how come he's not committing to you? How come you're not getting married? That's the question that comes to my mind. And definitely, if this is happening to you and afterward, even one time you have sex and you regret it, please don't have it again. Please don't. Don't. If you feel bad afterward, this is your body talking to you. Your body does not lie to you. If you have sex and afterward you don't feel good about it, please do not say, okay, I have it once, now I have to do it again. No. Okay? Are we good with that? Any question? Anything? I think that's my opinion.
Okay. Thank you so much. Please enjoy yourself. Oliver, now it's time to make up a role person. خیلی ممنون که اومدین. برای خودتون یه دست بزنید. اگر ما حرفی زدیم باید کسی نخواستیم پودران کنیم، فقط حرف ریالیتی رو زدیم. دیپرسینگ نخواستیم، دیت باشه. Go enjoy, have a comfortable day, enjoyable day. با هم لذت زندگی رو ببرید. با دیتای 1 ساله و 2 ساله و 3 ساله نرید. 3 ماه برید دیت، 3 months date, but not once a week or twice a week or like every 2 weeks یه بار برید. اگر کسی میخواد ازدواج کنه حداقل باید 2 بار 3 بار در هفته چیکار کنن؟ دیت کنن. If that person is not ready to date you 2-3 times a week, leave him or leave her. That's not for you. Thank you so much. I wish everybody Ketiva و خاتمات Tova, Shana Tova. Happy New Year. Alright, nobody goes home. We are here. Have fun. Oliver is going to play for us. از خانم و آقای بنیامین که خونه‌شون رو در اختیار ما گذاشتن، با تمام جون و دل همکاری کردن. لطفاً یه دست افتخارش بزنید. آقای بنیامین و خانم استودیو. Thank you so much.